retiring at the end of his term, and President Joe Biden says he intends to nominate the first black woman to the high court before the end of next month. That vacancy could be filled by Minnesota federal judge Wilhelmina Wright, who also served on the state Supreme Court from 2012 to 2016. Wright graduated from Yale University and Harvard Law School. Services are planned for today for Caitlin Berry, the Sidney, Montana woman with Grand Forks ties who went missing just before Christmas. Family members say her body was found near her home last week, but police are not yet confirming the ID. A memorial service is scheduled for this afternoon in Fairview, Montana. Berry is the daughter of Grand Forks Assistant State's Attorney Carmel Madison. Fargo PD made quick work of a robbery arrest after a holdup at a downtown bank. Surveillance pictures from Wells Fargo Bank at 406 Main Avenue show a man who robbed the place yesterday afternoon. He got away with cash but was then arrested 90 minutes later. Police have not yet released his name. Moorhead police want your help finding a burglary suspect. They say this guy up on your screen right now broke into the Domino's Pizza on 21st Street South twice this last December. Contact Moorhead PD if you have any information about him. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police are now identifying the family of 4 who died of exposure trying to cross the U.S. border into Minnesota. The Patels and their 11 and 3-year-old children, pictured on your screen right now, arrived in Toronto from India on January 12th. They were likely dropped off near the U.S. border on the 18th as part of a suspected human smuggling case. Police say all 4 bodies were found frozen to death on January 19th within just feet of the border on the Canadian side where North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota meet. Investigators believe the Patels were part of a larger group of Indian natives trying to get into the U.S. 7 other people were taken into custody around that time, and they indicated to police there was a family of 4 that got stranded from the group. Now this guy, 47-year-old Steve Shand, is facing human smuggling charges, but he has not yet been charged in the death of the Patel family. 6:50 on this Friday morning. Let's get a check of your forecast, and still waking up a bit chilly out there, Lisa.
Yes, we have wind chill issues going on out there this morning. A wind chill advisory in effect for several locations, especially in northwest Minnesota. And you can see our numbers are on the low side, but look at this, Fargo. Even before I expected, we're up to 0 degrees right now. So we're looking at a quick warm up happening. We've been below 0 all night, but those temperatures have been going up little by little with the south wind. That does impact how it feels to be out there, though, once we factor that wind in. So keep in mind our wind chills teens and 20s below still, and it feels like 16 below in Fargo right now. Grand Forks is at 2 below, feels like 14 below 0, and Thief River Falls 2 below, and a little bit stronger wind there makes it feel like we're at 21 below. So a little chilly there. In some areas, we don't have a lot of wind, and so Bemidji, Fergus Falls, we're below 0 right now, and it feels just like those temperatures because the wind isn't affecting us. Devil's Lake, one of those spots out west that has warmed up quite a bit. We're at 8 degrees, and the wind chill not as tough at this point, and we're all going to see those numbers come up thanks to this wind out of the south. It's been on the lighter side here this morning. In some places, not strong enough to keep those temperatures up, and then in others, we're looking at just a little bit of a gust down by Oaks at 18 miles per hour. So try to keep those winds below 20 miles per hour here so we don't have too much drifting going on. But overall, it is starting to drive up our temperatures. And in the Northern Valley, similar situation, about 5 to 15 mile per hour winds going on. And that will continue to make those temperatures be on the milder side. Now, there are some spots where we have a little bit of flurry activity, some light snow in the valley. You can see most of us on the dry side and very quiet here this morning. But up by Crookston and then back over toward Lisbon, we're seeing a couple of spotty areas, and in between there's some flurries going on too. Not too impactful here this morning, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. And here's a look outside in Fargo. We've got some conditions that are going to be warming up again. We're already at 0, so we're definitely starting to see those temperatures increase pretty quickly. 14 degrees for our high for today in Fargo. And looking ahead to the weekend, it just looks so nice to see these numbers. 27 your high Saturday, 19 Sunday. Both days we should be free of any big snow systems, but just keep in mind Saturday if you're going to be traveling, winds will be gusting into the 20s to maybe 30 miles per hour, so there may be a little drifting we have to watch out for. But if that's it, we've got a pretty good weekend ahead.
You can get out and actually enjoy the winter this weekend.
Exactly.
Liking it. Thank you, Lisa. Now 6:52. Fighting fire in the dead of winter can be tough on equipment and on the fire crews. Take a look at this shot of a Fargo firefighter from earlier this week. You can see his helmet coated with thick ice. It was so cold out that some of the guys had to take turns in the Salvation Army's mobile kitchen to warm up, and they had to use hair dryers to thaw out their frozen gear. After only a few days in operation, the ice road over Lake of the Woods in Minnesota's northwest angle might be closed for the season. Points North Services says Mother Nature has made working on that road just too difficult and too hard on their equipment. Crews came up with the ice road idea last year so Americans could drive to the angle resorts without having to cross into Canada. COVID is now causing mail delays in Moorhead. Postal Service officials say they're taking steps to address the concerns and asking customers to be patient as they figure out solutions. If you have any questions, you can contact them through a link on our story. Find it on the VNL News app. A new variant of Omicron, known as BA.2, has now arrived in the United States. It's been detected in at least 17 states, but it has been reported in fewer than 1% of confirmed cases in the country. Research on this so-called stealth variant is in the early stages, but there are indications that it's no more deadly than Omicron and that current vaccines will likely reduce the risk of any serious illness. A transportation security officer is blowing the whistle. He says some team members have been coming into work sick to make extra cash. He says the new TSA incentive says that you have to be at work or show a positive COVID test result in order to get a cash bonus. But there is concern that the plan might have brought more COVID cases into airports. There is now another case of alleged inappropriate behavior at a local school, the third one we have heard about in the past 2 days. This one involves a security guard at Cheyenne High School who was removed from the campus yesterday. Principal Ryan Salisbury says the administration received a text-to-tip from a student yesterday about the guard inappropriately communicating with the student on social media. They're not releasing the details, but they do say it was against the school policy, which says no staff can engage in friendships with students through email, texting, or social media. A therapist from the village says kids may not be able to understand why it's wrong or that it's not even their fault.
Oftentimes it looks like blaming themselves for what's going on instead of recognizing that actually this adult is not acting appropriately with me. So that is work. That's a lot of work that I end up doing with kiddos, is trying to kind of decipher what's really going on here.
The principal says Cheyenne High School will not be contracting with ASP of Moorhead for another security guard during the investigation. They'll instead be partnering with the West Fargo Police Department. UND leaders are contemplating their next moves after a decision not to move forward with a gender-inclusive policy on campus. President Andrew Armacost is addressing housing and may designate specific campus housing for LGBTQ students.
This is something we have to examine and to determine if a wing or a dorm or a floor. On one hand, folks said this would be great to live with those with whom we identify, and others said, you know, the disadvantage is that it doesn't show the rest of the campus who we are.
Armacost says the proposed policy was just pulling together existing laws and was not worth the risk to the school's bottom line. South Dakota lawmakers are delaying a vote on a bill that would limit transgender women from participating on women's sports teams. The bill would allow school districts, colleges, and activity leagues to be sued for allowing transgender women to participate on a women's
Heather,
team.
are you gonna be in the booth for
An
the
amendment
7?
was proposed to allow students and parents to sue for
I'll just let you
damages
know, I'm gonna
if
be
a
on
person
IFB
assigned
6.
female at birth loses out on a scholarship to a trans woman. The Red River Valley Boat Show is going on all
Yeah,
weekend
still on
long
Wi-Fi,
at
yeah.
the Fargo Dome. That's where we find the Valley Today's JC Dodge. She's bringing us a first look at what to expect from this year's show. Good morning, JC.
Shown you pontoons, I've shown you jet skis, I've shown you docks, but a big part of the boat show is the fishing boats. And joining me this morning is Barry Sniko, who's the boat show manager. Tell me about this fishing boat we're in and why it's such a big deal.
Yeah, so this is a Ranger. It's in the Moorhead Marine display. But at the show, we've got everything from a 16-foot aluminum tiller fishing boat all the way to very high-end fiberglass boats, Rangers, Yarcraft, Lunda, Lumacraft, everything fishing related is down here at the show. And if you want to take a look at fishing electronics seminars, just go to FargoBoatShow.com, save $1 off discount coupon, take in seminar times, see all the great exhibitors who are here at the show at FargoBoatShow.com.
Now, there will be a professional fisherman showing today. What is his name, and can you tell us a little bit about him?
You bet. Jim Carroll is one of the best instructors for how to use electronics, and he has 2 different seminars, but they basically concentrate, okay, you've got your boat, you went to Reed's and you bought your big depth finder, sonar, side image radar. He's going to show you how you actually use it in application to put you on top of more fish.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Barry. Now, Jordan, we are in a fishing boat, a Ranger Angler. How much do you think this boat costs?
A Ranger Angler. Okay, if we could get a zoom out so I can see that boat a little bit better. I'm going to have to guess that that boat is probably going to cost us around, there we're seeing a bit more of it. Okay, how about $76,000?
The price is wrong. It's over 100 grand, Jordan.
Whoa, okay, got that one wrong. All right, JC Dodd living the luxury life at the boat show at the Fargo Dome this morning. JC, thank you very much. Now, it is a new twist on Beyond the Call of Duty from a local police department. Look what happened in Sioux Falls this week. A woman got a DoorDash lunch delivery from an officer. It was all captured on her Ring camera. The real driver was arrested on his way to drop off the food. So the officer then followed up and delivered the woman her food himself. Police say the guy was pulled over for a traffic violation and then arrested on an outstanding warrant. Hopefully those fries didn't get cold. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up on the Fargo CW. That's where Lisa is tracking a wind chill advisory in effect right now. Otherwise, stay warm, have a great Friday, and an even better weekend, everyone.